Hey guys, Doc here to tell you about something that could really give you the edge in gaming. I'm talking about our show sponsor, Fade Grips. Thumbstick grips as well as controller grips that give comfort, precision, and control so you can take your gaming to the next level. Just go to fadegrips.store and check out all they have to offer. And with our promo code, CAG20, at checkout, you can get 20% off your entire order. That's fadegrips.store with offer code CAG20.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 44 of Cross Atlantic Gaming. I'm your host Risky the Kid, and joining me this week are my co-hosts Doc H1X1
Hello, I'm Chocolate.
and Chocolate.
I'm back.
And joining us in our rotating fourth chair, community member Maldo Rob.
Oi, I'm Chocolate.
No, I will not do a podcast with three chocolates. Not because I don't love you,
But which
Chocolate.
one is which? I can't tell.
Too much of a good thing is a bad thing, right? So, welcome back to the show, Maldo. It's been a
Thanks,
while.
man. Yeah, I know. I'm excited to be here. I really appreciate you guys having me on.
It's no problem at all. Do we have any other intro notes here besides our community play? Just make sure I didn't forget
Nope.
anything. No. All right. Well, hey, short and sweet is fine with me. Coming up this Saturday, actually, March 23rd at 5 or 6 p.m. Eastern, 10, 11. Actually, that's not going to be right now, right? Because of daylight savings time.
Yep.
So it's going to be 9 or 10 for UK people.
Yes.
I didn't even think about that. What time do you guys hit your daylight savings, Chocolate? It's the end of the month, right?
No, yes. I think it's the
31st? I
Yeah.
feel like I looked it up at one point.
it's the 31st.
Okay, so 5 or 6 p.m. Eastern and 9 or 10 GMT. So we are playing Halo Master Chief Collection. If you haven't had it, if you're planning to join and you haven't downloaded it yet, make sure you do that. We'll also be, by the time you hear this, there will be an LFG up in the Cross Atlantic Gaming Club on Xbox. So sign up there. I don't know how many people we're looking for. I'm not sure how many people that game holds up to. It's got to be 10 or 12, right? If not more.
At least, yeah, if not more. You can have a pretty substantial party in it, yeah.
Okay, so plenty of spots open. I think all three of us are going to make it. If not, at least two of us should be there.
Yep.
Should be a lot of fun. That's really all I have to clean up.
Finish the fight.
Finish the fight, as someone would say from Halo.
Some griff ball.
Oh,
I don't know if I want
gotta-
to play any more.
no.
Grip
I got a
ball.
bad taste in my mouth from Griff Ball.
Well, just don't invite those other people.
All right, shots fired.
All
Early.
right.
I like it. All right, another week in gaming. What have we all been playing? Well, from the looks of the show notes, it really looks like we've all only been playing one game. But because Maldo's our guest, I will let him talk about Wargroove and a little Apex if he so chooses. So, Maldo, how are those games that aren't
Boring.
2 treating you?
Yeah. Ugh. Playing other games, which I don't have a ton of time, so I'm kind of... War Grooves is like when I'm at work and I've got 5 minutes, because it's... Doc, you didn't pick up this game? Because this game is like meant for you.
No, I did actually. I got. I'm about halfway through it actually. I did. I fell off because of.
Dude, it's
Well,
hard.
We kind of talked about this before. Like it does not. Well, I would. Okay, real quick. It's hard, but do you think it's kind of cheap in some ways? Because I almost kind of felt that at some points with it, like with the fog of war and how the AI knows where you're at and stuff. Like I almost feel like it gets kind of cheap at some parts.
Yeah, there are definitely some times where I feel like it's unfair, or the fog of war is a little iffy.
Because I almost felt like I would get to points where like I would move to a tile. Obviously, fog of war, you can't see it, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, I get hit by a siege weapon. It's like, well, crap, I didn't know that was there. Like almost like trial and error, which I get that's Advanced Wars was like that too, but I think because this one is a little bit tougher, I think I got frustrated more often because of that. But I don't know. What do you think? I mean, how far did you get into it so far?
I'm not too far. So when I went on that trip to Mississippi, I played it on both flights, and then I've played a little bit here throughout work. So I'm still within the first main campaign, and it's good. I mean, I think it's more nostalgia for me out of anything.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I like it too. It reminds me of Advance Wars, and I am 100% okay with that.
And then Apex, which is my favorite battle royale, and I dare say the best.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I agree 100%.
Opinions are subjective.
Oh,
No.
jeez.
That's an objective. I mean, how fast has it grown and how
No,
well
that
it's
is an
doing?
objective opinion, sir.
It is doing very well, and I'm very happy for the people that are enjoying it.
Thank you.
Blackout's my game. It's tough for me to play any other battle royale at this point.
Are you able to mute the host?
Yeah, hold on.
But I loved Titanfall, and it's got similar movement. It's not as intense.
No double jumps, no wall running, no titans. It's almost just like Titanfall.
No, I mean, it's
Oh, boy.
well, it's the same weapons. It's in the same universe, and it does move similar as far as the knee slides and things like that. But it's the smoothest as far as shooting mechanics and things like that.
Were you bummed at all by the fact that it didn't have Titans when it was first announced?
No.
I have no
Yeah, I
idea
don't
how
know.
that would actually work.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't
It'd
I
be a
agree.
mess, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it would, honestly, but
I wouldn't mind. That's something I wouldn't mind seeing as like a limited time mode or like just an event mode or something. Maybe just like try it, and if it's an absolute disaster, obviously they play tested this, and I'm sure at one point they tried it with Titans, and obviously it didn't work. But just the thought of it, like.
No, could
Just
you
have the
imagine?
Titans work just like normal multiplayer, where they can either follow you around, or you can actually get in them, and then everything else just works the same. I mean, maybe the map's not built for that, I guess. But, well,
it's
no,
just-
because you're
Uh,
my bad, Chocolate. I'm just gonna keep cutting you off on accident. Go for it.
This is why I never talk in podcasts. I just sit here, wait, tend to my baby.
you're too nice, Chocolate, is what it is. That's that British gentleman coming
I
out
just-
of you.
I need to take more breaths when I'm talking so that you can actually speak. So go for it.
Oh, thank you, sir. No, I was just thinking, you've hit the nail on the head. If they dropped a limited time only, especially with the battle pass coming out, almost round the corner, it would be perfect. I think they're waiting for the first season of that battle pass to pass. I didn't mean to say pass so many times, but that will be the time to kind of drop it and do Titan versus Titan, or just something new, just to mix it up ever so slightly.
Titans coming through.
So, like, how plausible do you think it would be, like, maybe if it was just a power-up that you could find and call one in, or do you think that's, like, too, like,
See, I think
game-breaking?
I think it's game breaking. I think you do, if you're going to do it, you have to do Titan versus Titan.
Equal playing field kind of thing?
Yeah. Maybe we'll see wall running from a new character at some point.
As just like a passive skill or something.
Yeah, or one of his. Well, yeah, it'd be a really naff special ability. Could you imagine? Your special ability is to wall run. Circles in an open field.
I could see that. I mean,
People that would master that class, I think, would be pretty deadly, having just that extra bit of traversal.
What
Yeah,
would be
that's-
its counter?
A gun?
bullets.
Good
it's
aim.
Its only weakness.
Well, yeah, you're looking at it. The only one I could think of is. Yeah, well, no, there isn't a counter though, is there?
Well, I
At the
mean,
moment.
if anything, it would be like the female character of just it would be the mobility class. It
Yeah.
would be the class that would be really slick.
Tiny hitbox and
Well,
wall running?
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, Wraith. Is what you're
Right.
thinking,
Yeah,
isn't
it would be like more akin to like how she's so agile. It would be that, but maybe he couldn't run as fast, but because he could wall run, he was still that element of agility. Maybe would make it,
Yeah.
appealing.
I love Gibraltar. That fat, oversized man does it for me.
That nasty
pick him
hitbox
all the
he's got.
time.
Excuse you, sir. He works out a lot. That is muscle. So
Husky.
It's mass. Just putting on mass.
No, and my go-to, if we get into a firefight, I drop the shield and then back out of it to try and reposition. But yeah, he does have a big hitbox.
Huge. It's the
He'll
biggest,
lose,
isn't it?
lose a couple pounds. But overall, I think they're all balanced. There's a lot, when you have a good group that communicates and actually works together and has some cohesion, it makes it so much better and easier to win. This is the most wins I've gotten on any battle royale.
And to that point, I will say that's probably why I've stuck with Blackout so long. It's like the most success I've ever had in a battle royale game is in Blackout. Like, I'm confident with my ability in Blackout compared to every other battle royale I've played so far. Given I have not put enough time into Apex, for sure. I probably have like 20, 30 games, which isn't enough. But I think that is a big thing in Blackout's corner for me. And just it's the modern. We don't have a lot of modern shooters, and I enjoy that a lot. And like PUBG I loved PUBG when it first came out until it had some competition, and then it was kind of like,
It's so
this is pretty bad.
painstakingly slow. I mean, now that we see a game that has some excitement and speed, it's just to go back to PUBG. I have a couple friends that refuse to leave it, and every time I play it, I get a little sad.
Like,
See,
do I really have to play this?
I disagree a little bit because I think they're so different at this point that I barely put them in the same category, even though they're battle royale.
Because one's super
because
slow and methodical.
I think
kind of?
PUBG is intentionally trying to be a military sim, whereas like obviously Blackout in this isn't. It is battle royale first and foremost, and it is just trying to be as smooth of a shooter as it possibly can be. Whereas I think PUBG, for better or for worse, I think they take serious, like, here's the markers on your scope, here is this many meters, here is, like stuff like that. I think they take that stuff pretty seriously as far as that goes.
Yeah, but why don't they fix their game?
I mean, I don't disagree with that part. That part I don't disagree with, but that's a whole that's a whole other issue, as
it
far
is
as
in its own league as far as being the least polished battle royale.
Yeah.
on the
So
market.
true. Still, yeah.
I had heard on another podcast that they refused help from Epic to help optimize their engine,
Well, that
which
was a
I
smart move.
understand. They're like, hey,
After the whole Fortnite thing.
yeah, you stole our game, F you.
Yeah.
But their game, it's frustrating. Even now, playing it on my X, the new map has terrible pop-in. When you're first loading in, you don't see anything. I have flown into a clearing, a building appears in front of me, and then I fall to my death.
Dude, I've got a 1070 in my PC, and it doesn't run much better, if not worse at times. So it's not like the PC's any more optimized, to be frank. I mean,
That's rough, dude. I don't know how that has gone on so long. Like, stop giving people more content, even though, like, that's how they're going to make more money. But like, you got to take a step back, and you got to actually fix your foundation, like the base game there. It's just...
But with Apex launching as well, surely it's pulling more of their player base away. So this is the time to either fix it, drop something that is, the snow map we knew that was coming for 3 months. Was it 3 months, 6 months? They teased it.
They teased it like middle of last year, I think.
Yeah.
Actually,
So what are they going to do to draw back the players? They've got to do something mighty huge.
See, I think the thing a lot of people don't think about too is that PUBG actually is potentially, honestly, it might actually be the leader in terms of sheer users when you factor in China and overseas stuff, because it still is the leader in terms of the international market. Like, a lot of people forget that Fortnite is immensely popular, but it's mostly only popular in America. Not to say it doesn't make a ton of money, because it clearly does, probably more so than any other company out there, but Fortnite's not super popular like in China and other places like that. I'm not saying that balances it out or gives them an excuse or means PUBG's still fine, but like, you look at Steam charts, PUBG is still like the second most played game on Steam. So it's tough to say. I don't know.
It's tough with such a saturated market at this point. Like, you really have to be doing something different, and that's why this whole Battlefield 5 Firestorm, I don't know if anyone's going to be playing that.
Is anyone even playing Battlefield 5 anymore?
I've actually gotten back into it. Yeah,
once in a while.
I've gotten back into it. I'll play it, but unless they make it free, I don't think it's got a chance. I mean, not that I don't think that game mode wouldn't be good, but because of the rough start Battlefield 5 had, that makes it borderline dead in the water unless it's free, free to play.
That's next week it drops, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Let-
25th, I believe.
Let me finish that sentence. I'm not throwing out "I love Doc,"
Well, I mean, I thought it was good
I'm
right
okay
there.
with that. So
but he has a very unique perspective on video games.
Yeah, like
What's
he
the
loves Tides of
pulse?
Iron and
The history game.
I like a lot of different video games. All right, I'm not even going
Yes.
to talk about a game. I thought about putting a game on here that I played this week.
What is it?
well, now you have to tell
What
us,
is-
you
yeah.
idiot.
Okay, I'm going to give you the name, and I'll let you tell me what you think it is. The name of the
Google it.
game is Wolfpack.
It's
Okay.
obviously a wolf sim.
It is a sim, and it is a hardcore World War II U-boat simulator.
I was pretty close.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's a video game version of whatever that movie was. What was it?
Oh, well, name any of them. Like, there was one with, like, Matthew McConaughey, I think. There was one with Harrison Ford.
Hunt for Red October. Sean
Well, that's a more
Connery.
recent one, although that one's awesome, by the way. Sean Connery's great. But, part of my week was 2 hours spent listening
Oh
to
my
a
God, I'm looking at
simulated
screenshots.
underwater hydrophone, listening to merchant ships go by so I could track them down.
If this is what I'm staring at, is it like old school looking?
Oh, it's a sim. Like, I had to do math to gauge the distance, speed, and trajectory which I had to fire my torpedo at
Yeah,
to hit a boat.
Oh my god,
Yeah, that
Jesus.
happened this week. Yeah,
you're a crazy person.
yeah, I know.
I love
But
it.
it's anyways, that's that. Continue, Maldo.
Let's, no, I need to post this in the chat of what this.
I'm glad nobody follows my Steam account. So,
I'd say we're all glad we don't
Yeah.
as well.
Wow.
That's what Doc was staring at. I know it's a podcast, but it is a.
Oh my god, Doc.
This is what he was staring at for hours. So
Oh,
it looks like some
Jesus.
sort of control panel, and then on the top there is a window where you can
oh, that's
see
not the
some
game.
sort of.
That's an older game. This is much newer
Okay.
than that.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
darn
say.
it.
but it's not far from that. Like, you actually have to move around this one.
Throw some
And
more
like
pixels
stuff.
at that picture.
So
and
What
we're there.
year was it? What year was it released?
Let me look it up on Steam. I could have got the name wrong. It's something Wolfpack. It's
Yes.
hold on one second. I'll be right back.
But what's funny is this isn't surprising that I would think, yes, Doc loves this game. I'm going to stare at this instrument panel and look through the
It just
binoculars.
makes so much sense. it's the Doc we've come to know and love.
Yes. But so, yes.
What is that
fact,
hot pile of garbage?
That's not the right game, Chocolate.
It's not the right game. Apparently, the new game is much better.
Yeah,
than
it is called Wolfpack, but it's new. It's fairly new on Steam. It's in early access.
So, 2018?
Yeah, but like, I liked it because I literally had to learn, like, okay, you have to fill up the ballast. You have to have positive air pressure to go to this depth. Here's the crush step. Like, it's all these things. It's ridiculous, I know, but like, I think I watched Crimson Tide again the other day. I don't know if it's on Netflix or whatever, and it got me. I saw that on Steam, and I wanted to play a submarine game, so I did that.
So there's an actual game where you play as a pack of wolves and attack people.
Like that's
I'll
more
talk-
up my alley.
I'll
was
talk about
released-
that next week.
That was released in 2016. I'm just going through the years until I find one.
That sounds pretty fun. I would play that. Anyways,
Yeah.
Maldo, any final comments on Apex?
Best battle royale out there.
All
And
right.
my apologies if you guys are bleeding from the ears at the beginning of this.
No, it's okay. It wasn't that bad.
Okay.
We never know what your true audio levels are going to be until you're actually in the heat of the moment, yelling and getting passionate about things, and that's when we all go deaf. And we're like, "Oh boy, hold on, text it, boop 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 boop.
Yeah.
Hey, way too loud."
7 messages popped up at once. Baldo's a little loud, right? A little loud? Yeah, I think you're a little loud.
Your ears bleeding? My ear? Yeah, me too. All right, great.
What'd you say?
Huh?
I'll tone it down in in editing in post.
Thanks.
No worries. All right, so yeah, Apex is the best battle royale. To each his own. Moving on, Division 2, folks,
An agent has joined your group.
and 4 agents have joined your ears. That sounds weird.
Yep.
Sorry about that. Yeah. So Division 2, Division 1.5 or Division 2. Thoughts?
Both, maybe, but still really good.
Yes.
Looking wise, it hasn't changed much, has it?
Yeah, I
it's
think if you,
the same game, essential or aesthetically.
Well,
Yeah, take away the snow,
yeah.
you know.
The new area, DC, and having way more color. Like Division 1 was just white and
Bleak.
dreary and gray.
Yep.
There's a much bigger color palette on this one.
I will
But-
say too, like I was a little skeptical if this is an area, like a interesting area to do, like their sequel until I played some of these campaign levels, and now I'm like, dude, this was a good choice.
I was gonna
for the
say
sequel.
until you're playing through all those museums. And
Yeah.
You're like, okay, you
like,
win.
this is kind of rad.
So I don't know about you guys, but I get such a I Am Legend feel from this game.
Oh, totally.
Oh yes.
All it's missing, which would be a cool mode, is some sort of zombies, like how they had
Freakers or something.
yeah, how they had the
Freakers, you
survival
said.
mode. Just a mode like this, no freakers.
Yeah, I think if Division 1 didn't have snow, it would have felt a lot like that. Except for you do get a lot more. There's a lot more green in this game, a lot more vegetation, which I think does make it feel more like I Am Legend.
Healthy
That's
dose
a
of
good call.
garbage too.
And trash. Holy,
Yeah,
Oh,
these
healthy
people.
dose of it.
Yeah,
Whew.
they need to go on Reddit and what's going around these trash pickups.
Clean up your streets, DC. Come on.
Is that our side? Should be our side job. We need
Actually,
to kill the bad guys and clean up all the trash.
I do. I tell me if you guys feel the same way too. Like, you know, all the time people talk about narrative dissonance with games like Uncharted, where you have this nice guy Nathan Drake. He's raising a family, a wife, and everything, but he also murders hundreds of mercenaries, you know, on the side.
Hundreds,
And
thousands.
like,
Thousands,
and at some
yeah.
point you almost get like the Harry from True Lies, where he's talking to his wife. It's like, Harry, you've killed people. He's like, yeah, but they were all bad. Like, do you kind of get that in these games nowadays, where you're like, I'm in DC, I'm trying to reestablish democracy. I have killed thousands of Americans in this past hour. Like,
So I might have a unique perspective.
okay.
Because, in my opinion, those people are terrorists.
That's not
Well,
a unique opinion. I think they are terrorists.
yeah.
So
I
they
think you're
definitely
right.
are. They definitely
So-
are. But it does get to be one of those weird things of like, you know, I don't know.
Doc, don't feel bad about trying to murder a man who's shooting at you and
Oh, I'm not.
launching
I'm not.
chemicals all over the
Hey,
city.
I'm trying to reestablish the democracy we know and love. So I
Doc's taking the
understand.
first shot. That's the problem.
Also true.
Yeah, see, that's maybe don't open fire on people until you know if they're bad.
I only have a sniper rifle. It's not my fault they're not within my range.
Jesus.
They're bad.
You know, the Division 1, when they got their X enhancement, I thought it looked really good. So, comparing from Division 1 after its enhancement, it's not that much different.
Yeah.
It's a really good looking game though, and I think that color palette, like you said, Maldo, helps a ton to make
Very-
it look alive and vibrant compared
And there's a
to.
lot of really good lighting.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
agreed.
A lot of good volumetric lighting for sure, like the sun rays and all that. Yeah, totally.
And have you had those nasty storms yet? Like at night, I feel like I
Yes.
can't see like 20 feet in front of me.
Have you guys been in the fog?
Yep.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
too.
yeah.
That's kind of creepy, actually. The fog. It is eerily, like kind of eerie, like when you're running around the streets, like with that going on.
We were rolling up to. It was one of the like question mark events. I think it might have been a public execution, and it was at night and super foggy. And I'm just walking up this ramp, and then there's two guys like immediately in front of me, and like that's how we started that engagement. Was me bumping into these guys because I couldn't see anything.
You
It was
should've
that.
said,
It was like
"Excuse
the
me."
fog plus the lighting. It just kind of like I couldn't see anything.
Which should be noted too. Like something I actually like about this game is that even like basic enemies that you can kill fairly quickly, if you don't watch yourself, they will kill you very quickly as well. Like even ones that you are at the same level, if not slightly higher level than, because it
Yeah.
scales. Like they've made the game, I don't want to say hard, but they've made it in a way to where you can't ever let your guard down against like any group of enemies, really.
If you're playing single player, you've got to
Try a little bit at least, yeah.
Yeah, and you've got to know your surroundings as well. If you're just peeking, say, left or out behind cover, they are going to come running towards you down the other side and just
But
kind of get behind you. It's so frustrating.
my favorite part about that, because you're right, they do flank, is when the guys yell out. They're like, "I'm flanking on the left." And you're like, "All right, bro. Well, if you're gonna try to flank me, do it quietly.
Yeah, I was
Just
about to say, it's like-
announce your presence."
I was about to say, it's like, yeah, total deathplay over there. I wouldn't have, you could have tapped me on the shoulder and I wouldn't have known you'd have went around me, but thanks for the heads up. Like,
Oh, and what's up with these prone guys? Was there prone guys in the first division?
no.
What
but
the hell?
that's frustrating because they have armor positioned in a way to where if you shoot them head on while they're prone, you're hitting nothing but their armor. and that's why those guys are frustrating.
Gotta use grenades.
I just
Or-
get
or hit 'em
frustrated
at an
because I
angle.
think they're just dead bodies, and then I get shot. What is going on?
What gadgets are you guys using?
I've tried a little bit of everything. It depends. Like it depends if I'm playing alone or in a group. Honestly.
Since I've been pretty much just going through like mainlining, I guess I've just been doing everything except for the side missions at this point. So sometimes I run into main quests where I feel like I'm pretty under leveled, and usually I'm in a group though, so it's all right. But for that reason, I'm using the healing chem launcher, because I need some type of survivability. So I need some way besides using the armor plates. Because if I was just using those armor plates, I would be out of them pretty quickly in those longer engagements. So having an actual... And the chem launcher is like a 20-second recharge, and then you have 3 charges on it. So it recharges super fast for being a med thing. And then I'm just running the turret. And the turret, it seems to be doing way more work than it did in the original Division.
Yeah.
Like, it actually puts out some damage, which is nice.
I think the best solo survivability build is the chem launcher and then the healing drone. Like you pop both of those, you're probably going to survive most firefights unless you're just overwhelmed.
I feel like you need some sort of offensive. Like I use the healing drone and the hive, the offensive one.
Yeah, that one's pretty good
The
too.
one that just like stabs people with a whole bunch of little bugs.
Yeah.
That's definitely the most fun one. I
It's so
enjoy that the
satisfying
most.
to see.
There's a lot of good crowd control ones, like the rolling ball that's got the cluster bombs.
Oh,
that
the
one's really
Seeker?
good.
Yeah,
that one's
Seeker's
really good
fun.
too.
The Seeker is great for if you use... I just used the explosive one. It's the only one I actually unlocked.
Yeah.
But starting like ambushes that way,
Yeah.
where it's just like, all right, roll out the Seeker drones, and you're just watching them go up, and then as soon as it blows, everybody starts firing. Like, that's my favorite way to ambush enemies. But that's really the only thing I use it for.
So I've been using the drone as a offensive. So I went
Oh,
with
you did the attacking one.
Yeah, but I find that's a pain in the...
You gotta use the drone that like splashes you with the green stuff. Makes you feel good.
Yeah, I went with two offensive drones. What did I do? The chem launcher with the purple mist.
Oh yeah, what does that one do? I haven't unlocked that one yet. I've seen people using that.
To be honest, I have no idea. I think it's like an acid splash.
I thought
okay.
It's an AoE damage
Okay.
attack, at the least.
So yeah, I should have hit a heal, but I'm only level 3 at the moment. I'm hoping once I party up with people, someone's going to have some heals.
Actually, real quick, how far has everybody gotten so far?
I'm level 11.
15.
I'm 18.
3.
You just wanted to brag,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Yeah, a
Doc?
little bit.
Okay, you guys aren't as
Get
good as
on
me
my
right now.
level.
We're working on it.
Risky, you were
Trying.
saying you were just doing the main story. Why is that?
Yeah,
Just out of
Risky's
interest.
doing what I'm doing. He watched a YouTube video like I did, and he's trying to
Sure did.
min-max the end game.
So what happens is that the side quests actually, what's the word I'm trying to?
Which this is a good PSA, yeah.
Yeah, but what's the word I'm thinking of?
don't
So
wanna say
okay, yes.
scale.
The way it works is
Yes,
yeah,
they
main
scale.
missions.
Yeah, listen to Doc.
Main missions give you a raw XP no matter what level you are. That is set in stone. The main missions. So no matter when you do them, you might as well do them as soon as you can because they give you a, like if this one gives you 10,000 XP, that's what it will always give you no matter what level you are.
Yeah.
Versus side missions will give you a third of the XP of whatever level you're on, regardless of what level you are. So you could be level 3, do a side mission, get a third of level 3, or you could be level 29, do that same side mission if you hadn't done it yet, and get a third of level 29 done. Even though it's probably like level 3 might take like 20,000 to get to level 4, versus level 29 is like 400,000 XP.
But you've missed a skip as well, haven't you? Because you need to unlock that XP boost before you do.
Well, that's true as well. So that probably matters less, but I still recommend people do that first as well. Yeah, totally. So like
Is doing what? First?
there's a perk line that you can buy that gives you
Quartermaster,
yeah.
isn't it?
yeah. So the earlier you get those, theoretically, the more extra XP you're building up as you play.
Yep, those are the first 5 things
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
purchased.
min-maxing is the name of the game for any of these. So yeah, it's
Because that's the thing. It's like as fun as everything leading up to 30 is, it's like the game doesn't start until 30. I don't care about stats or gear or literally anything until I'm 30. It's like equip the best weapon I have right now that I enjoy using and roll with it that way.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not trying to mess with my build right now because there's just no reason for it. And even once you hit 30 right now, there's still no reason because level tier 5 isn't out yet.
Yeah.
And that's not coming out till whenever the title basin comes
end
out.
of this week, I think World Tier 5 comes out, I want to say.
Is it
yeah,
really?
well, at least World Tier 5. I don't know if that includes anything else, but World Tier 5 does, though, yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, that's where you're going to get your best gear.
Yeah.
It's like until you're there, there's no need to be trying to min-max the actual gear.
Yeah.
But as far as getting up to 30,
Yeah, I would
no reason not to min-max
I would
that.
say, like you said, gear doesn't matter until you're basically aiming for, until you're at that last World Tier, and then at that point, yeah, try to get whatever perks on whatever guns you want, which one last PSA thing I would say is that when it comes to crafting in this game, go ahead and craft all the weapon attachments because once you craft them, they're unlocked for every gun that's done.
It's so smart.
But
It's so much better.
But yeah, I agree too. By the way, but don't bother crafting anything else because you're always going to find, just like Destiny, you're going to find a better gun as soon as you go out and do a new mission or level up. So don't waste those crafting materials on stuff when you're just going to get a better gun out in the environment.
What do you guys think of the cosmetic, the microtransactions with the cosmetics? Have you looked at them?
Yeah, I think that's about as fair a way as they could probably go and not make it gross, I guess, is the best way to say it.
But has it enticed you to
No.
almost... Oh, there is...
I
Near.
almost bought one of the uniforms, the cami ones, and then there's the honor guard one. So that's the ASU Army, their formal uniform.
Mhm.
That is so uncomfortable to wear. I could not imagine running
Combat.
around in the DC heat in that thing, full hat and everything.
So you're just sparing your guy, not getting him that
Yeah.
one. That's smart.
I don't know. I mean, I might buy something eventually, but I have not been compelled thus far. Yeah.
Oh,
so-
there was a cowboy one that I looked at with the
Oh
check.
my
Here we go.
The checked red.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I should have known.
I
I
was
should've
like,
known it was
oh, shall I? And it's now brought me in to think about buying the season pass.
Well, the
as
season
well.
pass is technically free. I think the only thing the gold edition gave you was it risky
Early
7 days
access.
early or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked up the gold
I-
edition thinking that the season pass, I didn't do my homework. And I was like, oh, I'll just get this. I got the season pass last time. And then I saw that everything was free. I was like,
Yeah.
damn it.
They did not, and I don't know if this is just an Xbox or maybe it's the same on PlayStation or what. If you watched E3, you knew, but on the store itself, they did not make that very clear. I agree.
Why would they?
Well, true.
Make it as vague as
true,
possible so everybody buys it. Like Maldo.
The whole bunch of
True.
bees are around there.
True. But yeah, that was yeah. I went back and looked at the wording, and I'm just like, yeah, they didn't make that as clear as they probably should have.
I will say that's like the closest I've ever been to spending $40 for 3 days early access for something. I was like, no, don't do
It's
it.
the world we
You
live
don't
in.
need to do this. It's just, I was so close. Luckily, I had like stuff to do those 3 days, like in real life. If I didn't, or like had some days off, they would have got me. It's too
100%.
easy. I don't. As far as the microtransactions go, though, I think it's really cool that you can look like that outfit you're talking about, Chocolate. If you wanted and you click into it, you can buy the individual pieces,
Oh, can
which I
you?
think is
Yes.
so good. So, like, if you just want that cowboy hat, you can just buy the cowboy hat for a fraction of the price of the whole
Yeah,
outfit.
I think they cut you like a small, quote unquote, deal if you get like the entire outfit.
The whole thing.
But
yeah,
but
for sure.
yeah, that actually is a really nice. Well, I don't want to say nice, but is a nice option they give you to buy an individual piece. Yeah.
Also, that's the stuff you can get in your cosmetic cases, though, because I was looking at the SWAT outfit, which I thought was sweet, and then Dan Pod pulled the SWAT shirt out of a crate. So
Cool.
Oh,
I want that SWAT helmet though. I do want a helmet.
the SWAT
yeah,
helmet is
I want
pretty
that.
dope.
I'm going to be rocking that
Weird.
cowboy hat.
My guy looks like
I'm just
straight
wearing a
up.
baseball
Yeah,
hat.
my guy looks straight up like old Michael Douglas with a full beard.
That's one thing I'll say that kind of sucks is the lack of facial hair options. It's like if you want a beard, you get one type of beard. So I hopped into a game with some friends, and I was like, oh, we all look identical
Yeah.
because we have the beard, and it makes us all look the same no matter how we
I
customize
never
the
understand
rest
that
of
with
us.
games. Like, clearly people want more customization, not less. And like really, like it's like, hey, do you want the handlebar mustache or a full-on like mountain man beard? Oh, cool. Okay, well, there's no in between. Great.
But there was
How tough is it to turn down the beard slider? Like, give me a
Something in
5
between.
o'clock shadow. Give me like, there's so many options.
but you can change your eyes from 1 to
Oh,
20.
perfect.
Oh, yeah. You can increase the
Exactly.
width of your eyes on both sides, like to every micro centimeter. But heaven
God.
forbid if we don't shave within 2 days, being
So
out in
I was
DC.
I was looking for the stubble and I couldn't find one, and I was not rocking a handlebar mustache.
Yeah, it's like you're either going full on comedy or, you know, you just got out of the wilderness basically.
But I might buy the cowboy outfit and go handlebar mustache now.
I think it's definitely going to happen for you.
It is an improvement from the first one. I mean, there was like 4 face options in the first one.
For what it's worth, I could see more facial options being a microtransaction later, because not to get too this isn't spoilery, but one
okay.
guy,
The barber.
yeah, you get a guy that literally gives you they turn a room of the White House into basically a grooming station with a mirror, essentially.
Maybe it'll be free.
A salon.
if you will. It's like, we weren't using this for anything else. Put up a mirror. Enjoy, guys.
After a hard day out on the streets, come, kick back. Sit in the chair. Sir, this is for you. Let's wash your hair.
After I bring in my bag of freaker ears, which I use for currency, I need to clean myself up a little bit before I go to a more formal dining engagement. I don't know. It's all joking aside, I have really enjoyed the game so far, though, for what it's worth. Like the main missions have been really varied and actually really good. Like me and Risky was talking about, like there's a natural museum of natural history is really cool with the ideas and the stuff they managed to do with that. I guess I don't want to give it. Yeah, I won't say anything because it is one of the first cooler parts of the game. But they take a lot of liberty with the fact that, oh, this is a museum. We can literally put you in certain time periods while you have these gunfights, you know.
Oh, excellent.
So, and there's an Air and Space Museum, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff like that to where, like I said, when they first announced DC, I'm like, oh, that's going to be kind of whatever. And then I'm like, oh, I get why they thought this was a good idea now. So,
Have you guys done the Dark Zone at all?
I have quite a bit. I'm up to level 12 in the Dark Zone, I think.
Damn, you're just crushing everybody.
Well, for some reason, I never played the Dark Zone in the first game. In this game, I am all about going in there and just trying to wreck people.
I have been soloing the Dark Zone. I'm
Me
only
too.
level 5, but it has not changed. I'm still getting ganked by full swaths of floor.
Well, so I'll show you some tactics I use later on to kind of make it a little bit more fair of a playing field. I tend to use the AI mobs in there to my benefit when I'm taking on a larger squad. I usually try to drag those guys into a fight with the other live people, and then I just basically go in for the kill sometimes, essentially.
Do you have to have set gear to go into the Dark Zone? I'm only
No.
level 3, so is
No.
it worth me
No.
waiting to level up or just go straight in?
What?
Well, the first mission you will go in, it's a story mission, and you won't actually have to worry about other live people.
Right.
So they have you like they call it like you scout out the DZ, and you have to do that for each of the 3. And it is a setup mode to where you don't have to worry about other live people. But as soon as you complete that and and like you've basically mapped the DZ for other agents, they call it, then it's basically live essentially.
Okay.
That has its own like rankings and stuff, though.
Yeah,
right?
you
Everything
get
has
yeah.
a ranking.
you get perks from the DZ officer in the White House. You will get perks which do stuff like 25% more damage when you do certain kill mobs, or like there's different things like for each level, and I think it goes up to 50. I want to say.
So if you're playing the Dark Zone, are you getting benefits out of the Dark Zone that work their way back into like the normal PvE stuff then?
You're getting gear.
Gear. I mean, and the nice thing about
Okay.
this versus the old game is you actually can get uncontaminated gear, which even if you die right then and there, you own it. You don't have to extract it. So like that is nice. That is a change.
So I wonder if we'll see certain like gear sets locked behind the Dark Zone or something.
I
like
wouldn't be
that.
surprised at all if they did something like that.
I think that'd be really
Yeah.
cool. They'd give you an actual reason. Like if you're not a Dark Zone player, it would give you some reason to get in there and actually try some of it.
Well, because the game scales, I actually can't wait for all 4 of us to get a crew going in the Dark Zone, because like I've played it solo thus far and had a blast. I think it would be even more fun if you had a crew rolling in there.
Right.
But,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they've made some smart changes to it though. It's a lot like the first one, but like I said, the uncontaminated gear makes it to where if you're somebody like Chocolate said, he's level 3 right now and he's worried about going in, he could theoretically go in and get a piece of gear, and even if he got ganked by some high level guy, he would still have that gear if he got spawned out, So it's better than it used to be, at least.
So go ahead, Risky.
Are there tiers to, like, I feel like in the old Dark Zone there was like tier 1 at the bottom, tier 2, 3, like as you moved up north further in the city, it's like everything got harder, so like the higher level players would be up there more. Is that really a thing at all?
They segregated the Dark Zone, didn't they? So there was, like in this game,
3 spots.
Yeah, I think that is the case. I don't know what the cutoffs are, though, but I think that is how it works, yeah. I could be wrong. I don't know. I've only ever been in the first one. So, like, I don't know theoretically if I could go like to level 1 to 50 just playing in the first one, or how that works, actually. But, yeah, I don't know. And it's got the whole aspect of, you've got, like, computer outlets that you can hack, or chests that you can hack without a key, and if you do it, you go rogue, and people can see you on the map, stuff like that. But other than that, it's a lot like the first game, though.
Yeah, so I was running to a landmark. I was going in there, doing my thing. All of a sudden, I see another group come up. I go, in my head, my first instinct is, great, people are going to help me out. Immediately, they start shooting at me right in the face. I make it about 10 steps. I do a dive, roll, and then start crawling. And then someone kills me. I reload in. I go, okay, I'm going to go try and find them because I'm pissed. So and it's cool because you see the helicopter actually going to the to the extraction zone. So last time it just kind of appeared. You can see it going to the specific zone. So I follow them. I get there. I throw out both of my perks, and they just destroy me, all 4 of them. So I was like, great, Dark Zone hasn't changed.
Yeah, I would argue 1 versus 4. That's almost never going to come out in your favor on that one, probably. But
what I really liked was aesthetically, it's very different. The Dark Zone's like way more overgrown.
Lush, yeah.
Yeah, there's not as many just roads out there. It looks different.
A lot more like back alleys, and well, I don't want to say a lot more because I guess the first one had a lot of back alleys too. But like, it does feel very. I'm like you. It feels different though in some way, where it's not just the like. I feel New York. It was just city blocks, nothing else. Whereas this one's like, here's like a park looking area. Here's like stuff like that's going on. It's a little bit different.
That was a huge miss in the first division, and maybe I didn't play long enough if they ever did this, but what they needed to do was keep going north
Central
to
Park
Manhattan and hit Central Park, dude. Oh my god, it made so much sense to make the map very...
I thought for sure that was going to be like a raid or something in the first one. It never happened.
How do they... Oh, they were probably busy working on Division 2, but still.
Probably, yeah.
It's like with New York City, if you've ever been there, like that's all it is. It's a grid of streets and not much else going on.
And when you put snow all over it and a lot of trash, it looks kind of samey.
Like the same everywhere. Yeah, like you might see certain landmarks, like, oh, that's cool, but that's just a small little area in this otherwise giant grid of concrete. So having the overgrown vegetation has really just, like I said earlier, it makes it so much better.
So this is from VG247.com. It talks about the new Dark Zone rules. It says, upon entering the Dark Zone, all of your weapons and gears will be normalized to prevent extreme DPS builds or extreme survivability builds from dominating. And this goes for AI mobs too. And then it breaks it up into matchmaking brackets from 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30.
Okay.
That's cool.
So does it matter at all then, the different zones? Does it say anything about that, or is there... What's the...
The thing that I had heard is that 2 of them were normalized and 1 of them was always not going to be normalized, and they were going to rotate.
It says there's an occupied Dark Zone, or occupied state in parentheses, and then that is where there's going to be different events and your gear will come into play.
Gotcha, okay. So it's like when Destiny would have like their Iron Banner and it was like your light level did matter or whatever.
Exactly.
Okay.
It
Yep.
says also players will have no way of identifying regular agents from rogue agents.
Oh,
That'll be interesting.
so if they're rogue, they won't necessarily show up on the map, maybe, I guess?
Correct. At least that's what this says.
In my eyes, if you're in that,
Yeah, everybody's
like,
rogue.
shoot at everything.
Look at the
Yeah,
man to
like-
your left and right. They're both rogues.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that's cool. I mean, I feel like I probably heard that at one point and just forgot, probably. But yeah, that goes to show you how much. I think it's being you're starting to see articles talk about how like, oh, this game has made me quit playing Destiny or name your other or Anthem or whatever. But like, I feel like they've stuffed a lot of stuff in this game, but a lot of stuff that even the more minor stuff, like taking back control points and stuff. Like, I don't know if you guys know, but that whole control point system is way deeper than you might even realize as far as what goes on with it. So, okay, again, I'll probably mention something here, and you guys tell me if you know this yet. So, like, you can have control points out in the world. You guys know that you can replenish them, right, with supplies?
Yes.
Yeah, yep, exactly, Risky. They have like a supply officer, so you can go up and you can give them water, food, or parts, basically. And if they're above 50%, most likely they will hold on to that control point. Well, that's relative because every 24 hours, I don't know even know if it's that long, but you can go back to the supply room and get free, possibly really good guns out
I
of
didn't know that.
So that's why you want to keep them in that scenario. Well, it also goes the other way. So, like, a lot of people don't realize that enemies, when they control a control point, if you click on the control point, you'll have red lines running out of that control point. And these will go to different activities in the zone, propaganda, public assassination. There's also supply points in the cities that'll have a little food can or water bottle on them. And your guys in the settlements will try to do supply runs. Their guys will try to do supply runs. You can stop them. They'll have convoys show up. So the other cool thing is each of these little activities that have a red line to that control point will have a number beside it, +1, +2, something like that. If you do all like the +1 activities linking to that control point, it will cause that control point to be a level 2 control point. And it can go all the way up to level 4. And if you do that, the enemies become harder, they get more beefy, stuff like that. And I've done this so far to where if you go up to get a control point up to level 3, the idea being that you've done all these side activities on that control point, that they're more aware that you're coming and they're more alert. But if you do a level 3 control point, get it up to that level, and you beat it, you get a rare gun blueprint. So, like, there's a lot of deeper systems going on that, like, a lot of people overlook just because there's all these side activities. But, like, how you can go around. You can basically pull up the game and whatever control points you own that day, you can just fast travel to all of them and get all these supply rooms and get like a ton of crazy good guns potentially.
So I did resupply one of the control points, and he gave me a location of a
Bounty?
named enemy, a bounty.
Yep. See, they give you that as well, and that will give you like good gear. So there's a lot of stuff like that going on that other people would be like, oh, it's just these filler, small little side activities. But like there are more systems going on in the background than people probably think are going on that I actually appreciate that they've done with this game,
Well, the best part of this game is that they released it and it's a finished game. Or at least it feels that
Oh,
way.
it has an in-game, you mean? Yeah.
Maldo, that's so funny. As Doc was just going over all of that, in my head, I was like, man, how long was this in development? And then I looked it up, and it's like 3-ish years because it was pretty much right after Division 1 had come out, and that was in March of 2016. So we're 3 years after that now. And then I look at Anthem, who had double the amount of
Theoretically,
time.
yeah.
And it blows my mind how much content they squeezed into Division 2. And that's before having to even think about additional content coming down the
Totally.
road.
Yeah.
This is just what showed up, not broken, by the way. I've run into maybe a couple bugs here and there, but
Not
nothing
game breaking.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
But do you think that's the
And-
second game syndrome? Because Division 1 first launch, it didn't have, or it wasn't greatly received 6 months later, was it? It's only when they brought in the survival mode that it gave it a new, fresh lease of life.
You could argue that Destiny 2 and Anthem had those previous games to learn from, though. That like, oh, here's how the other people kind of messed up. Maybe
But-
we should flesh this out or something,
Yeah, no, good point, yeah.
I think the Division took all of the positive things from the Division 1 and added to that for Division 2, where Destiny 1, it got to a great place toward the end of its life cycle, and then when they went to Division 2, it was like they took 3 steps backwards. Or, excuse me.
Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody's complaint was they made it super mainstream when they first launched Destiny 2, which, we'll see, I guess, with Destiny 3 how much of that was Activision trying to make more money, but you never know. But yeah, I can't say enough how stuff that normally in most games I would look at as just junk side activities have so much going on behind the scenes with how the systems work. Like, that alone has made me appreciate this game a lot more, and are just excited to see what comes next. And I haven't even gotten to the end game with world tiers, and like, it's not a spoiler to say once you get to the end game, something happens to the entire world and a new faction comes in, and stuff like that happens. But that's not even talking about raids. We're talking about World Tier 5. That's not even talking about the raid at the airport of the Pentagon that's coming. It's just makes not only that, and you guys can speak to this too, but like, I don't think any of this would even matter if the gameplay didn't feel good. And when you're in firefights in the game, they feel really good.
Guns,
yeah,
dude.
Like, when you got like 4 guys going back and forth with M4s and all that stuff, in the sound with headphones and stuff.
The audio of the weapons, it's incredible.
It feels like you're in a gunfight, and you're like, this is wild. Like,
So, they did lower the time to kill it. At least it feels like a little bit.
I would say for both us and the enemy as well. Yeah.
And
yeah,
they made it, at least with the armored enemies, there is a reason that I'm putting a full magazine into them. So I like that.
And I like how they showed his armor pieces coming off and how you can hit those specific areas and actually do damage to his health now, to where you're right. Like, before it was like, oh, this is just super MMO-y in Division 1. Here's his health bar.
This guy's in a hoodie, and I just unloaded 2 many rounds into him.
He's in an Abercrombie and Fitch hoodie, and man, he is not going down. Like, that is really that is a bulletproof hoodie, But this is like, you'll shoot an armored guy and he'll be like struggling and he'll pull off his like shoulder piece, and like, they've at least tried to put like the logic behind it now, So, and I appreciate that.
The chargers that run at you with the batons, if you shoot them in the face, their headgear falls off, or the helmet breaks.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that frustrates me in the game, is the guys who run straight at you with their baton.
The rushers.
Make you nervous knowing when they get up close.
So shotguns. Shotguns are
yeah.
terrible at any sort of distance. Like, if they're more than 15 feet away, they're not going to do anything. But when they get real up close to you, it destroys any of those people.
Yeah, totally.
They also destroy you when they're rushing you.
And they do rush you.
Oh, yeah. Flanking left.
Oh, hey, everybody look to the left.
Hey, guys, I
man
think he's
running
going left, turns out. Yeah.
But
no.
overall,
It's really good.
The only reason I initially said Division 1.5 or 2 is just because the core game and like gameplay, I think you're just back to Division 1, but that's okay because that wasn't an issue with Division 1. Like, just playing the game was the most fun you had in Division 1. So all the stuff around it wasn't as good. And this time around, all of that stuff, all the padding, all of the missions, all the things you can be doing around the map all feel like you're doing them for a reason, and they all give quality rewards, it seems like, so far. And
which, by the way, let's talk about how like every nook and cranny in this game has loot in it, basically.
Yeah.
Like,
I watched it was like a top 10 tips video, and one that someone had made, one of the tips was don't fast travel.
Yeah,
just
pretty much.
The amount of stuff you can pick up just on the way, like, it's just kind of funny. It just goes to show how much stuff there is to do.
Sorry, I was going to say, I think in the first mission or second mission, there's a lockbox, isn't there? But you need a key to go and unlock it.
A hyena key, probably.
That's the one.
What you ran into. Yep. So what happened for me is I ran into that chest playing that first mission. I think there was 2 of them there that I saw. And I was like, oh, well, I don't know what that is. Maybe I'll get it later. And then like a few hours down the road, I did get it. And then ended up having to replay the mission with Waterloo later a few days later or something. So I had that key, and I was actually able to open it up and it dropped me stuff that was higher than the level I was at, which I hadn't seen up to that point really.
Yeah, I'm
So,
just now getting to the point at
good
level
stuff in there.
18 to where I'm seeing pretty much base level blues, mostly purples, and I just now had 2 golds drop just now recently. So I think once you get to like level 20 is when you start getting in that range of like that type of gear.
At 11,
I'm starting to get my first
I'm getting
purples. It's so
purples.
exciting.
Yeah. It gets weird though because it's also got that MMO feel of like you'll get your first purple and then the next level you'll get a blue that just knocks it out of the water and you're like, oh, okay, well,
100%.
that feeling is now went away. Like
Well, so the only difference between the colors, I think, is the perks, right?
literally, yeah.
The higher the level, the more
Exactly,
perks. But
yeah.
in my experience, sometimes, like, I've rolled a blue that its 1 perk is better than some of the, like, 2
Totally.
perks that show up on a purple or something like that. So you really need to look at your gear and what's going on.
I call it
Well, like I said earlier, you don't really need to do any of that
it's the long
for
division.
another 20 hours.
The other thing that I can't wait for the end game is how when you look at how many perks can be on different, like your freaking like specializations have like half of those gadgets have like 4 perk spots on them or 4 mod slots.
Just noticed that.
Yeah, like this game is gonna
yesterday.
have so many like this game is gonna have MMO levels of like builds for like different styles of gameplays. It's gonna be crazy. Like if you look at all the different mods you can put on all the different pieces of equipment you have. Like I hate to be that, to where it's gonna be like, oh, get out the spreadsheet, but like the people that are into that are gonna have a field day with this game. This is like their dream come true.
So before, I did get into the conflict mode, and I liked it way better than the PvP in Division 1. It was fast-paced, since the time to kill was a lot quicker, and shotguns were just destroying.
Yeah, that's the thing I picked up real quick on that too.
And I think I played a handful of rounds. I think I had like 10 caches after.
Oh, dang. That's a lot.
Okay, I might be playing that
That
more
feels like
because
a
I
ton.
kind of just left that mode behind. But
So it only gives you your level. That's the only thing.
Okay. So, I mean,
Still,
but once
I mean,
you're level 30, like...
yeah, that could potentially
that seems
be
like
awesome.
Loot
It's a lot
cave.
of loot. Yeah,
See,
exactly.
the other cool thing I've kind of just went ahead and looked at some of how this stuff is going to work about like so basically this game also has the Destiny effect of what do they call it in Destiny when you melded another gun into another one to up its
Infused.
infuse, yeah. This game has that in a cooler way of like so the way it'll work is like you have to get say like you have a gun that you really like and you want it to have a different perk on it. You have to infuse that same type of gun into that gun that has that perk, but you're also guaranteed it will get that perk. So they don't make you just like spend hours and hours randomly rolling these like infusion things just to get a perk when you can specifically pick one. Like it costs a lot, but at least I think that is about the best way you could do that system to where you're not just like saving up all these components and just rolling till you get like a god tier, You can pretty much be like, okay, I finally found this extra piece of weapon. It has this perk I want. I'm going to infuse it in the gun I already have that I like. So that's kind of how all that works as well.
It's an awesome system. All right, I'm going to force the Division 2 talk to end since we are going on an hour now. The last thing I will add is that we do have a Cross Atlantic Gaming clan on the Division 2. If you'd like to join that, I think there's 50 spots total, and it's filling up pretty quick here in the first few days. But the name of the clan, if you want to search for it, is CAG Agents. That's all one word. So CAG Agents. So if you search for that in the clan system and just send an invite, I think everybody pretty much that we've brought into this point is a lieutenant. So we have plenty of lieutenants.
We have a lot of
right
empty
now.
platoons with just lieutenants.
Yeah, so everybody can accept those invites.
Just save a spot for me.
We will, and trust me, we need all we can get because I don't know if you guys have looked at the weeklies and what you got to do to unlock them, but man, it is a lot. Yeah, it is going to be tough.
Which I mean, it's cool. I like that there's a reason.
Yeah,
to do
something
it,
to strive
so
for sure.
Definitely, come join the clan.
I've been trying to join the Cross Atlantic Gaming clan. Every time I go to the lady and I pull up the menu to search, it shuts down, and then I'm kind of stuck in this blank screen where I just see my agent and like a darkness around.
There's some bugs they got to work out.
I mean, if that's the only thing right now, I'm totally okay with it.
Just unplug your Xbox, plug it back in, you'll be fine.
Eventually. All I have to do is hit the map button, and it'll pull me back out. But I have yet. I was told Moose invited me.
I was
I'm
about to say, I
hoping
think
that'll
you
be-
have
Yeah.
an active invite.
it'll
Yeah.
be easier.
I would say we can see the invites too. So you definitely have one sitting there. You just can't click on it. So that's fun. But that's the first one we've seen that happen to. So unlucky. All right. That's what we've been playing this week. But this week is also a Game Pass Roulette week.
Woo!
So let's get into some Game Pass Roulette. All right, so this week's game, these past 2 weeks' game, was Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic and Knuckles.
Sonic and Knuckles. I lied. See, I don't even know. Forget this
It's
game.
okay. It's not fun either way.
A wise man named Doc once told me that Game Pass is the best value in gaming. And judging by our Game Pass Roulette selections, random selections,
We have had
so
two
far,
hot-
we have had Hello Neighbor and Sonic and Knuckles. Woof. Doc, you've played the most of Sonic and Knuckles, and good for you, I guess.
Yeah.
Just give us your thoughts on it.
I never liked Sonic back in the day, and this didn't change my mind. It's got a very unique gameplay to it, where obviously you're going as fast as you can. You're collecting little rings, and it's all, back in the day, supposedly Sega's big ad campaign was like, Sonic, he's got this attitude, they're going up against Nintendo and Mario, and like, it was such a big deal, like if you left your controller still, Sonic would tap his foot and he would jump off the screen randomly, like, it's like Sega was doing this big attitude thing back in the 90s, and it's like,
Revolutionary.
yeah, but it's like, nothing about the gameplay, it never feels good to me when I'm playing it. Like, I never feel like I am in control enough to where I'm not just I'm hitting stuff randomly, or just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel good to me. I got to like this industrial area, like factory-like area. I don't know if it's like 2 or 3 levels in, but I pretty much saw how the gameplay loop was going, and I'm like, yeah, still don't like it. So,
That's like, it was funny. The most fun I had in this game is when I got to the first boss stage, the wood chopper guy. And I was playing as Knuckles, which actually I got 10 gamer score for playing as both Sonic and Knuckles. So that only took about 10 seconds if you want
Worth
that quick,
it.
easy Chivo. But with the way the music was going, if I was hitting down on my D-pad and Knuckles would duck down, and then when I'd let go, he'd pop up, obviously. So I just had him going up and down to the beat of the music, and I sat
Nice.
there laughing for a solid 30 seconds or so. And I was like, man, this is so much fun not doing anything, just watching this. And then that was the fun I had. I don't know how this was ever supposed to compete with what was coming out on Nintendo
yeah,
at the same
I don't
time.
think it did.
Like, hey boy.
It was a hot pile of garbage. It was really bad, this.
And that, I don't know if it's I mean, it's probably my fault for expecting it to look better than it did, but this game looks pretty bad for, like, it's obviously
Yeah.
a port of was it a 360 game?
This was
Was this version
yeah,
of it
it
was
was
like a,
I guess ported to, or was this an original 360 or ported to 360? I don't even know. I guess
either
it was
way. Doesn't look
probably
great.
ported from the Saturn. I have no idea, but
And what really sucks is when you lose your momentum when you're running as Sonic, and then you're just kind of like Sonic when he's not balled up and going as fast as he can across the screen. Like, watching that stuff is fun when he's going through loops and all of this stuff, and like hits little bouncy springboard things and goes flying. Like, that's all cool. And then as soon as the momentum stops and I have to do something like walk around or jump or like regain my momentum or do, well, really anything, it's just kind of like, there's so many better things I could be doing
Yeah.
right now, but I need to play this for at least a little while.
the way he
Doesn't-
controls
so-
without the, like you said, momentum is kind of garbage. With how he's got almost a
Oh,
weight,
it's
he's
so
got like a
bad.
weight to him, I guess you could call it, and it's just not good.
Yeah.
It's not good at all. It's not tight controls at all. Yeah.
It doesn't translate well onto the controller, I don't think. Or using
Yeah.
your sticks. I should have gone to the D-pad, but it was dreadful.
Oh yeah, I can't even imagine doing the joysticks with this. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I kept dropping out of it every loop. I was either not getting enough momentum, or I
Yep.
just let go of the stick and it just dropped down. So
That's what I
frustrating.
spent like 50% of my time doing, was not having enough speed to get around loops and having to run back up a hill to speed up and try to go
The
back.
whole
Yeah.
time just repeating to yourself, "This is fun. This is fun. This is fun."
I'm
But
glad
I'm
I
sure
passed
it-
on this one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
choice.
yeah.
Hopefully we get a good one this time
But
around.
I'm sure it was. There was some fun in it when I was a kid. Just I don't. There's no nostalgia.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, they re-released that fan-made one that Sega published that everybody loved, but I went and played it, and I'm like, yeah, I still don't like this. Like, and it got a lot of praise from a lot of outlets. You know, I forgot, was it literally just called like, I don't even know what it was called, but it came out last year, I think. It was the one that a fan had made, and then Sega ended up publishing, and it was like a throwback to the old one, like like 1 and 2, I guess. But it's on Switch and Xbox and PlayStation. But like, I don't know. I don't think that one's good either. But maybe I don't know. Maybe I just don't get it because there are like obviously there are diehard Sega fans out there that love it. But I don't know.
All right. Well, hey, let's go around here and Doc, was Sonic and Knuckles a hit or a miss for you?
Miss.
Chocolate.
Sorry, miss.
And yeah,
Maldo literal miss.
Definitely a miss for me.
Just missed it completely. It didn't even load up on his.
So far,
system.
we've hit a Game Pass rut of quantity,
like-
not quality.
I feel like
Yeah.
I won out of all three of us, or four of us.
Yes, 100% you did.
Without a doubt.
All right. Well, with that being said, let us go over to our little RNG button here and see what game is going to be up next for Game Pass Roulette. Got the names of all 3 bajillion Xbox Game Pass games
I
loaded
get
up.
way too excited for this.
All right,
It's
here we
Sonic.
go.
Don't.
Oh. Okay. Scream Ride
Okay. All right. Okay.
for Xbox One.
Yeah.
Is that
So it's
is that like the roller coaster
Yeah,
game where you
it's-
try to make it crash roller coasters or
it's
something?
definitely like the roller coaster tycoon style thing. Yeah. That I've never checked it out. It might be good.
All
Okay.
right, I'm gonna quickly
Downloading.
everybody download it now. I was trying to look for a brief synopsis of what this game was, but hey, some things are easier done than others. All right, so your game for the next 2 weeks of Game Pass Roulette is going to be Scream Ride. So you can head on over to Discord, actually, which we didn't really talk about that. No one really had anything to say about Sonic and Knuckles because I don't think anyone really
There's a reason.
cared to play
Yeah,
Sonic and
I think I
Knuckles.
got-
And really, that channel just turned into what it's devolved into the last.
Yeah. It
Few
still had a
weeks.
hangover from the Hello Neighbor topic of choice.
I'm thinking this might be a good one.
Yeah.
It's at least a. It sounds fun.
We should clear the chat first and then relaunch the
Well,
channel.
yeah, we'll definitely clear the chat. What I was trying to get at, though, was head on over to Discord. The link for that is in the show notes. We have a channel dedicated to Game Pass Roulette. And if you have thoughts, questions, whatever, for the game, just post them there, and we'll get to them on the show. We haven't had the luxury of doing that yet because that's just been a
So-
trash fire of
So
a
I
channel.
just went on the channel, and
So-
there is a @chocolate. Here's
Oh,
a
no.
hoodie. And it's
That-
a weird
Yeah.
onesie
Oh, this-
with a bear.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
that's harkening
Yeah,
back
yeah.
to a previous conversation. Yeah.
Okay.
that's
It's a great channel.
He's not a nice.
Like we said
bear.
last week, Chocolate's brand temporarily took a hit in that channel, so we'll just leave it at
Yeah, I'm still suffering
All
now.
right.
that.
So tune into that stuff. All right, let's keep this show moving. Next up, we've got some news. All right, Doc, what is in the news this week?
Okay, first up, we had talked about this before in a leak, and I guess we were getting more of an official announcement from Xbox or Microsoft. They announced Xbox Live for any iOS and Android game officially. It is a new platform SDK, just software development kit, for game developers to bring Xbox Live functionality to run on iOS and Android with Xbox Live features like achievements, gamer score. They said hero stats. I was not familiar with that. Friends list, clubs, and even some family settings that are available on iOS and Android already. So this is just the official announcement from Microsoft that it is out there, and anybody that wishes to utilize it 100% can at this point. So we'll see if developers, start utilizing this.
I really hope there's a vetting process for what games have like achievements enabled. I feel like there's going to be some
Garbage ones?
real mad achievement hunters. Like, I don't know, like getting 1,000 gamer score in some of these mobile games, it'll probably take people like an hour.
See, that's the question I have,
don't know how it's
because
gonna
I
work.
think they officially standardized that, right? Every game that has achievements has 1,000, right?
I believe so.
I think
Well,
that's standard now, right?
The way,
If not more
Yeah.
from DLC.
Yeah,
If
if
you-
not more.
no, there's a few games out there. I just listened to the guys at Real Game Score, and there's a couple of games out there that have 1,000 and one game that has specifically 1,048 gamer score, and that's just one title, no DLC.
So, yeah, that's weird.
I-
I feel like that shouldn't be a
Yeah, but I'm like you though. I mean, like, does this mean like any random free-to-play game can just be like, hey, we got the SDK, we attached all the Xbox Live, hooks onto it. Here you go. Like,
Well, go deeper onto that. Will they then tie in some achievements to microtransactions?
ugh.
thing. I don't think so.
I bet you Microsoft probably has a mandate on that, if I had to guess.
There are.
I also guarantee there's some type of reporting tool or something. Like if actual consumers run into issues like that you should be able to get those games taken down quick,
Yeah.
or at least
Possibly.
they
Aren't
have
there
to
already
rework
some
the
games with
achievements.
achievement scores or achievements?
Yeah, there is. There's
Like Minecraft. I
Minecraft. There was a Age
was
of
Solitaire.
Empires had one.
Yeah, Solitaire. Yeah.
There's
There's
Wordament.
Yeah, Wordament. There's a few.
So it's,
yeah.
we're just going to be seeing more of those then, is what it sounds like. Then.
Yeah.
That's kind
I'm
of
pretty
Which-
sure the Solitaire one has a play every day for 1 year achievement.
Oh, jeez.
I can look
That's
at
a good one.
that right now.
That would be the
Sure.
saddest thing ever if I looked back on my life and that was one of the things I could say I accomplished.
I did it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I think the more games that do this, the better. I think the whole achievement thing's a little weird, and part of me has to think that for people like Real Gamer Score, this has to almost, in a way, almost be borderline nightmare if you're trying to compete with other people, because, like you were saying, this could almost open up the floodgate for stuff, but...
And actually, for any of you RGS guys out there listening, shoot us a message in Discord. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are
Yeah.
on a bunch of weird mobile games having achievements in them, because I don't know. I don't like it. So we'll see.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. EA reportedly, this is per Reuters article, that EA paid Ninja $1 million to stream Apex Legends. Via a report by Reuters, publisher EA paid Ninja $1 million to play Apex and tweet about it the day after the game launched on February 4th.
That's how you know your game's not good, huh, Maldo? Got to pay someone $1 million to tweet about it.
Pay me 50
Am I
bucks,
right?
I'll play it.
You heard it here first, the poor man's Ninja right here.
That's crazy. So it's not confirmed or anything.
It's not,
but
no.
Epic,
But
please DM me. I have a following of about 4.
Epic, you haven't replied to my 1,000 emails I sent. Please get back to me.
But I think on Ninja's stream or on his YouTube channel, he mentioned that every time he plays Apex, he does put this as a sponsored video. I think the only thing that's not actually...
Well, they don't divulge how much they're getting paid.
Yeah. That's the only bit.
Which, it sounds like, I had heard some other streamers talk about this at one point on a podcast, where it sounds like the way most of those deals work is that they pay a streamer a flat rate to do a time window of when to stream the game. They have to say this is sponsored, yada, yada, yada. And then they get a bonus commission on top of that for how many viewers and how many viewers per, like, that hour they had, essentially. So, like, they said there's the thing where, like, if you had 10,000 viewers for this long, you got this bonus. If you had 20,000 for this long, you get this bonus. So I think that's how some of those deals work.
So that could be his commission as well, potentially.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, or that could be the base pay. Who knows? I mean, but either way, it shows how we messed up on our career choices, and Ninja didn't. So, but yeah, way to go,
I bet he's
Ninja.
not playing that Wolf Bomber U-boat game.
You know what, Chocolate? F you. I'm just kidding. Low blow. I don't even know if I should feel offended by that. You're right. He shouldn't be playing that trash game. Anyways, moving on. Halo Master Chief Collection coming to PC. I don't want to really say I predicted this because I feel like everything was leading up to this for a while now. The more interesting points to establish for this is that it is getting a pretty thorough treatment in terms of their dedication to this. So I think it's fair to say that after how the Master Chief Collection debuted on Xbox, they had a lot of pressure to get this version of the game right. So it's got all the bells and whistles. It's got FOV sliders. It works on those really wide monitors. It sounds like this has everything you would ever want in a modern PC game, essentially. What's interesting is this isn't coming out as a full package. It is getting a staggered release per game, and it is going in chronological order. So the reason that is pretty interesting news is because that means Reach is getting the Master Chief Collection treatment for Xbox and PC. So if you're already on Master Chief Collection, you're going to get this for free. It is getting 4K 60 FPS upgrades, which for anybody that's played the 360 version, it hasn't aged super well in the graphics, so it kind of needed that. The other wild part about this story is it is not only coming to Xbox and Windows Store, but it is also coming to Steam as well. Which to me sounds like they're wanting as many people to get their hands on the Master Chief Collection as possible before Halo Infinite comes out. What do you guys think about this? I know I want to say Risky and Chocolate, this probably doesn't really matter, as far as being on the PC and stuff, but I don't know, did the Reach news, what did you think about that?
Go on, Risky.
I've never been a Halo fan. This is,
well,
I don't know. It's tough. It's tough for me to
care too much.
Be invested or care too much, and I couldn't tell you why, to be honest. I've tried playing through the Halo games multiple times, and I don't know. I feel like a jerk.
Did you totally miss out on Halo back in the day on OG Xbox?
Halo, no. So that was it. I didn't have an OG Xbox though, so my only time I had played it was at a friend's house who had it, and we like co-opted that, and there was a lot of fun within that. But as I grew up, I guess, and the newer Halos came out, I don't know. I remember playing a lot of Blood Gulch with sniper rifles, and that was fun. But I don't know. Just not for me. Like my favorite one that I actually went all the way through was the one where you weren't even Master Chief. Was it?
So that was in 2 you got to play as the Arbiter a lot, then 5 you got to play as Locke a lot.
No, what's the one that wasn't
Reach?
even
Oh, Reach,
numbered
Reach,
one?
literally Reach.
Oh,
yeah.
Reach.
Or
Yes,
ODST,
yes.
that one also. ODST.
It wasn't ODST. It was definitely
Okay,
Reach.
yeah.
Like I liked having the different multiple characters and stuff was cool. Not just Master Chief to me is just kind of boring.
Well, so you're getting Reach in 4K 60 FPS, so that's good.
You're pissing off
Cool.
so many
I'll
people.
take it. Dude, I know.
Maldo's like, hate mail, headed your way.
I'll take it. At Risky the Kid.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be at Chocolate Bear 80.
No,
Yeah,
this
so
is
that's...
good.
Yeah,
This is good
exactly.
that
Yeah,
it's
what
coming.
do you think, Chocolate, as far as like getting... I mean, like I said, if you own Game Pass, you're getting Reach for free, so...
I think, as you say, because the new Halo's coming out next year.
Yeah, I
It's-
definitely get the idea the Steam announcement was their way of saying, like, we want as many people as possible that want to play Halo to be able to play Halo before that comes out.
Well, yeah, and also kind of give it to the newer audience, but also I suppose it's their biggest title to kind of say, okay, PC, we are going to dedicate so many more games to PC and not
Yep.
just be ported and half-assed attempt. So
Yep.
that I think go back 2 steps. This is pushing Xbox Live again. This is pushing Game Pass. They're, even though you're not buying an Xbox, they're still trying to push you into the ecosystem of Xbox, which
See,
is kind of a clever strategy longer term, because you don't think about the 2 steps back. You just think, oh wow, this game's coming out. Does that make
See,
sense?
and that's an interesting point you make, because even if you buy this on Steam, you'll still have to make an Xbox Live account to play.
There you go.
So that's those people, whether they ever plan to make another purchase on Xbox or not, you're getting them with an Xbox Live account. So,
Yep.
yeah. So I mean, that's again, this was rumored to be happening for a while. Finally happened. So nothing that we weren't expecting. I think the more interesting part of this is that, along with this rumor, is that Microsoft is very close to potentially announcing Game Pass for the PC. and we don't know what that means, or if that means all the Xbox games are going to magically work on the new DirectX 12 or what. But maybe we'll have more to say about that in the future. But anyways, moving on. I feel bad that Chaotic wasn't here for this one, but Borderlands 3 revealed potentially, I say potentially, March 28th at, I believe this is PAX East. Is that correct, Risky?
Yeah,
PAX
buddy.
East panel. You'll get to see what's his name put on a magic show. It'll be great. Let us know how that panel goes. I forgot the guy's name now, of all people. I can't remember his name. Randy Pitchford. Holy crap. So Randy Pitchford will be there with some other Gearbox people. The reason I say this is almost certainly Borderlands 3 is because this was a post on the Gearbox official Twitter account, which showed you could say a Pandora-inspired rundown exit sign that had a 3 on it and an exit number, and it was kind of alluding to Boston. But again, the aesthetic of the sign and everything looked very Borderlands.
The sign said Massachusetts on it, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I think it actually it might have said Massachusetts, but it was alluding to PAX East though.
Yeah, because it said 28.
Yeah,
on the sign,
and then I think it just had like a 3 spray painted on it or something, maybe, or
there might
something.
be.
I don't know. But and again, Gearbox and Randy Pitchford specifically has teased forever. I mean, I remember last year before E3 we were talking about how he was literally out there talking to reporters, being like, "Yeah, we're working on Borderlands 3. It's coming out eventually." Like, so I guess this is finally probably going to be that announcement. And judging by the news that had happened more recently, they probably want some of this news out there to replace that news, maybe. So I don't know. You guys ready for? I know we talked about it last week, but you guys ready for Borderlands 3? And what are your hopes and dreams for Borderlands 3?
Just more Borderlands. That's all. That and Claptrap. Oh, I miss that
true.
little guy. I miss that guy.
One of the better NPC characters in a while. Yeah.
Just more looting and shooting.
I just don't want it to be like a games as a service.
I think that's the big question. Yeah.
Which we talked about that last week, and I mean Chaotic was pretty set on like there's no way it would be that, but it does fit perfectly into that model.
It inspired them. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Are you going to PAX East, Risky, by the way?
Yeah, I'll be there, and I bet you I didn't even think to try to look if I could get tickets to the panel. I would guarantee they're definitely.
I will be highly disappointed if you don't have a selfie with Randy. Yeah.
I'll try my best. I do think it's cool that seeing a major game announcement come out of PAX is pretty rare, I feel like. So them doing it there rather than E3 in a few months or something, or whenever. Literally, you could just drop it on YouTube this Tuesday, and it'll be just as successful as dropping it at any type of conference.
A la Apex, literally.
Well,
exactly.
Just release it.
Right. Oh my God, it's dropping on the 28th. Everybody, you heard it here.
That's something I didn't think about. Risky, you make a good point. Is that this is maybe one step closer to the proof that E3 is not E3 anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyways, moving on. Left 4 Dead creator Turtle Rock is announcing a new co-op zombie shooter, Back 4 Blood. This is the studio that developed the original Left 4 Dead, and since Valve has what seems like zero interest in making a Left 4 Dead 3, they're developing what sounds like to be a spiritual sequel, Back 4 Blood, described as a cooperative shooter against hordes of zombie, which sounds like Left 4 Dead. However, Turtle Rock did stress that this game is not, at least in an official capacity, Left 4 Dead 3. However, they went on to say that it will play a lot like it, but it's got its own unique systems and themes going on. So, whatever that will mean, it's got their own twist on that specific genre, I guess. What do you guys think about this? And part of me, real quick, just wants to say that I guess if there was a developer making a Left 4 Dead spiritual successor, it probably should be the team that made the first two. So, yeah, what do you guys think? You guys ready for another Left 4 Dead?
I want Maldo's thoughts.
I never played Left 4 Dead, so
all right, I don't want Maldo's thoughts.
Another
I
miss.
Chocolate, how about you?
I had great fun with Left 4 Dead, so
Same.
I'm
Yeah,
looking
same.
forward to and kind of interested on how they're going to just, put their own spin on this.
I don't even know if they need to, or I care that they do. I'm picturing Left 4 Dead 2 with just better graphics, and I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, it was such a great co-op game, really. I mean,
The amount of fun you could have, it was unreal. And then getting battered by, I can't even think what it was.
they had like the big hulking berserker. Yeah, they had
Oh.
of course, they had the witch that was crying, and you didn't want to you wanted to sneak past
she
her.
was the
yeah.
worst. You could hear her sobbing or moaning
Yeah.
a few doors over. And you're like, nope,
It's
nope,
like,
nope.
okay,
Go the
everybody
other
be
way, go
quiet.
the
And
other
you
way.
had the guy on your team being like, "Oh, I saw something, shotgun." It's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, dude, Steve, you idiot."
And now we're all
And now we're all
dead.
dead.
Do you think that it will translate well? I mean, how long's it been since we've had Left 4 Dead?
How long's it been since we've even had a game really similar to that, too, really?
Well, games have changed, haven't they? And that, I don't know. I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see if they put any RPG elements in this, because I think something that made the original Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 fun is that there was none of those RPG elements. You just got in, there was only 6, 7 guns, if that.
Yeah.
And it was just about playing co-op with your
Picked
friends.
a character, and that's one. I guess I could see that. This one having way more fleshed out RPG systems, which I think is
upgrade
fine.
your
I think it'd
gun
be a lot
or
of fun.
stuff like that, maybe. But
Right. And yeah, I don't know. It could be awesome. Left 4 Dead 2 was a decade ago, though.
oh wow, I feel
2009.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Jeez. Okay.
Definitely keep an eye on this, though.
Yeah.
Sounds like
I'm
it should be
excited.
great.
Maybe we'll see more at E3, that big gaming show that happens every year. That's super relevant. Moving on. No Man's Sky Beyond coming summer 2019. So the guys at Hello Games are working on making more free content. This one will contain 3 major updates rolled into one larger free release, keeping in with the theme of everything being free. The first component of Beyond will be that was announced is going to be No Man's Sky Online. No Man's Sky Online includes a radical new social and multiplayer experience which empowers players everywhere in the universe to meet and play together. Whilst this brings people together like never before and has many recognizable online elements, we don't consider this to be an MMO. It won't require a subscription, won't contain microtransactions, and will be free for all existing players.
So how much of this is true? Because last time Sean Murray told me I was getting multiplayer, it wasn't very true.
I think they are still. For what it's worth, I think he is still reeling from that today, because I think most other publishers wouldn't stress so hard that this is definitely free. Hey, this is definitely not got microtransactions. Please love us. Please don't hate us.
Feels so bad.
Yeah.
For that guy.
It's like, just kidding. Last time. This time's for real.
Which, for what it's worth, they've added a lot of updates. We've talked about them over the last
Yeah,
year,
definitely.
and it's a much better game. I would argue just when it released finally on Xbox, it was in a much better place,
Oh, yeah.
And it is worth saying that he did note at the end of this article that this is the most ambitious chapter they have added so far. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what this is. Right now, currently, you can actually meet up with other players. I think the problem most of us had when we got into it initially was that there wasn't much reason to, and it sounds like this is filling in those blanks. So I don't know. I've still never gotten back into it. I feel like that's a game I should want to play and love to play, but it doesn't keep me playing it. I don't know if that's the best way to say it, but
Yeah, you gotta sync subs from 1442 or whatever.
yeah,
That's how time works. There's
I mean,
definitely subs in 1442.
I mean, I got to learn how the ballasts work on the submarine, and then I got to listen to the hydrophone for the, for the cross, the ships, and then I got to look at.
And then you have
then
to
I have
simulate
to.
World War
Even better,
II
guys! I have to look at a
battles.
manual, and I have to look and see what type of deck it has, and then what type
I
of
hate you
smoke
so much.
stack, so I can
God.
tell which liner it is,
Doc,
and that will give me all
whenever-
the coordinates.
Whenever you want to play one of those games, just call me.
Oh, I got one better. I'm probably gonna be streaming it eventually. So
Oh,
you think we're getting low viewership now? Well, just wait. All right, moving
Look at
on.
those unfollows.
Yeah, it actually goes negative. Yeah. Let's see. So this is a game that got, correct me if I'm wrong, Remedy's Control. Did that get teased 2 E3s ago, maybe, or last E3, was it?
It was
Yeah,
the
that
was
last
last
one
one.
before.
So they have come out and said that is getting released this summer for Xbox, PC, and PS4. I couldn't find anything about the Switch. I'm assuming that's a no on the Switch. They went on to kind of specify more what this game is in detail.
Quantum Break 2.
It looked a lot like basically that, yes. It looked like if you combined Alan Wake and Quantum Break together, which this is the studio that made those games.
That sounds so good.
Yeah.
Which, who doesn't want another Alan Wake? That was such a good game. Anyways, in Control, you play as a young woman named Jessie Faden. Courtney Hope is the voice actor playing her. As you attempt to find answers to supernatural happenings that have occurred through your whole life. With impressive dimension-bending abilities at your disposal, you take down an outer-worldly threat as you explore a ever-shifting environment. And, of course, the teaser they gave at E3 was like the rooms were molding and changing around you. Your gun was molding and changing that you had. It looked wild. So,
Yeah, they said that you're going to get one gun in this game. And that was
yeah,
it.
which makes me think that gun will
Change into a bunch of
exactly.
different
Hello, skill tree. Do you remember this teaser from E3, Chocolate? Or
I cannot remember.
I think it was
this
I want to say it
all.
was at the Sony's. Which, if you don't remember the
It
Sony's
was at
presser, I don't
Sony.
blame you. But
And that's why I was so confused, because I was like, oh, what? Like, we had Quantum Break, but now they're getting Control, and at that point I thought it was just going to be
I think a lot of people did.
for PlayStation.
Yeah.
But no, it's everywhere.
But what about you, Maldo? Have you played Alan Wake or
Yes.
Quantum Break?
So I did play Alan Wake when it was back in Pat. I'm excited. I liked Quantum Break a lot.
Me
so I
too,
didn't mind-
actually. Yeah.
I didn't mind the TV show,
Nope.
but I know it didn't
It was
do
fine.
well, like critically or reviews. So
Nope.
it happens. I mean, it looks the same. I mean, it's going to be more of what Quantum Break was. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and it looks like we'll be getting it a lot quicker than maybe I was anticipating. So we'll see.
And I love this trend. I hope it keeps happening.
Yeah, I know, right?
The announcements and quick releases.
Oh, look at all
it's
these
great.
cool games that I wasn't expecting to play. Great. Moving on, Hunt Showdown is coming to Xbox One game preview in spring of this year. That is the game we've talked about it before. I played the PC preview program a little bit. I haven't actually played it since I last talked about it, but basically you and one other co-op player if you want. You could solo it if you want. You get dropped on a map. There's several teams of two. There is a creature on the map to which you're all trying to find and hunt down. And you will constantly get clues which narrow down its location. The twist of this gameplay is that everybody's going for it. You have the strategy of you find the creature, you wait till somebody else comes up, whittles its health down, and then you go in and kill them, or you could play the level, find loot, and leave, and never even interact with the boss. So it's got those type of multiplayer elements in it. Any of you guys interested in maybe checking this out when it comes to preview?
So I'm probably going to pull a risky. Buy it, play it once, never play it again.
Okay.
Agreed. I think it looks pretty awesome, and I'll probably have fun with it for like a weekend.
It's a really good-looking game too, I will say, for what it's worth.
This sounds like the game where they shut down the servers not so long ago that we got for free on Games with Gold. Was it the
Oh no,
one
that was
versus
that
the
stupid battle royale trash one. What was it called?
This
The Calling.
Yes.
No, not the call.
That one did happen though. That one did shut.
The Calling was also Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the one where you teamed up with 3 friends or 4 friends and you were trying to destroy the monster, and the monster was
Evolve.
Evolve. That's it.
Oh yeah.
I think I probably said it
4v1?
last time. Yeah,
I think the
4v1.
big difference here is that nobody controls the creature, and then it's just a bunch of 2-man teams basically.
Yeah. Well, and this will probably work.
For what?
Reminds
Yeah.
me- it reminds me of Vigor, but without the monsters.
Kinda.
Okay.
I will say this is, if you guys should go YouTube the spider creature. It is the creepiest looking.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Oh my god, that
I'm
thing
good.
gave me nightmares when I
Yes.
watched that
No, thank
gameplay.
you.
That thing moves so much like a real life spider. It's games are getting too realistic. I don't know.
So spring 2019. They couldn't give us a date.
Yeah, that's all I could find.
We're pretty much in
They
spring.
gave us a
2019.
teaser trailer and no hard date. Just said spring 2019. So
So keep your eyes out for that if you're interested, because I'm assuming a legitimate release date is right around the corner.
Yeah. Moving on. You guys watch that movie Star is Born?
Nope.
Okay. You guys like Lady Gaga?
Nope.
I don't care.
Okay.
I'm
All
indifferent.
fair opinions. Well, she is going to be what I assume is a voice actor in Cyberpunk 2077.
She looks like she.
She looks like she should be in that game. Yeah. Also, right now, she looks like she should be in that
She's
game.
already there.
This comes via Actua Gaming, a French outlet, but they say that she has been hired by CD Projekt Red. We don't know the capacity to which she will be in the game.
I mean, it's got to be a small cameo if this news is just coming
I would
out. I feel
assume,
like they're
yeah.
pretty far along in this game.
Have her put on one of the random outfits she's in concert as, and just Photoshop that in the game, and you're good, right?
It's gonna be right after the
Sounds good
Yennefer
to me.
cameo.
oh
They're gonna be
jeez.
hanging out together.
I wonder if they will have a Witcher cameo of some sort in that game. I think they have to, right?
Somebody did. It was like a Siri mock-up.
Of like
Of
in
her,
that universe.
like, cyberpunk.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was awesome. So, I'd love it if they did that with all the Witcher
Why not, right?
characters.
It's their game. They
What
can
a
do what
good
they want,
nod.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. Or if you go in like a gaming shop and it's like an old video game shop and you just see Witcher 3 on the shelf or something like that, you know?
And Gerald's the shopkeeper.
Even weirder. Oh, geez. Okay. Last bit of news here. This comes via GamingIntel.com. Modern Warfare 4 will be rumored to not feature specialist or a battle royale mode at all. What do you think about this, Risky?
I think they're gonna go back to like Modern Warfare 3 or Modern Warfare 2, and like that's what you're gonna be getting, is that type of game. That's just not having the specialists, not having a battle royale, just being that classic Modern Warfare style. I think is what we're getting here, probably with a lot more skill streaks, guns, that kind of stuff. And I don't mind there not being a battle royale at all. I've always thought it would be weird if each developer, like
It's
the
a
three of them, if
requirement.
they're all trying to do battle royales, they just, I don't know.
Make it too
It'd be
messy.
weird them competing against each other. Like Activision wouldn't like that because it doesn't make a lot of sense.
I guess you're
So-
see, we had kind of argued about this before, but I think you're going to end up being the one that's right about this because I was thinking there was no way they wouldn't bring out a battle royale every year with how successful Blackout was, but then maybe because Blackout has been so successful, they just ride that while it's hot, I guess.
Yeah. So maybe you'll get it next Call of Duty or something.
Has the specialist characters, has that pretty much been a Blackout only thing for a while now?
As far as I know in multiplayer,
Okay.
yeah, they're the ones that started it and the only ones that have been doing it. So
Okay. I guess I should ask too, like Maldo, Chocolate, do you guys see yourself being interested in a more baseline Call of Duty game like it used to be?
I'm too old. I'm not twitching. I can't keep up.
Can't hang with those kids and their Twitch reflexes, right?
Exactly. I'll be nose scoping my shoes.
well, I think didn't they also say that there will be a campaign? I'm pretty
Yes,
sure that was big
they
news,
said
like
that
a month ago or
yeah, they
something.
basically said that. Well, again, also rumor, but they're saying that there will be a campaign though. Yeah.
Like some of those old, like that's what I remember the most about like the first Modern
Like
Warfare.
Price and all
is
that.
how
And
awesome that campaign was. So I don't think it's a big deal if there's not. The multiplayer will still be fun. It'll be Call of Duty multiplayer, maybe just a little more basic than we're used to seeing, which I'm fine with. And no specialists, like whatever. No battle royale, whatever. There's enough of that.
see,
So,
Chocolate, I've
yeah,
got
it's
an
fine.
answer for you, Chocolate. So you say you're too old, but just wait till you get those cyberpunk augmentations in your eyes, and like your fingers and stuff, and dude, you'll be top of the leaderboard every
New
time.
thumbs.
Yeah, don't worry about the eyes. It is the fingers and thumbs. That's where I need the those twitch reflexes.
The
I'll be fine.
augmentations.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely, 100%.
All right, well that is it for the week.
All right. Last up, we do have new games for the week and some PSAs. So Maldo, why don't you take it away?
All right, so games leaving Game Pass this month. We've got Kingdom, New Lands, Late Shift, Portal Knights,
Good riddance.
and Sacred Citadel. I don't.
Wasn't Late Shift? Oh,
That's that FOV one.
Yeah.
The movie
yeah,
where you make the decisions.
I recommend people play that. It is kind of unintentionally funny in a great way.
It's short, isn't it?
It's short, very short too. Easy achievement points also. Yeah, definitely recommend that.
So other than that, we've got Xbox 360 back compat, Castlevania, Harmony of Despair, and then new games for this month. So Friday, March 22nd, we have Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. All right.
Pumped for that
I
one.
would be. I'm probably still going to be on this day one, but man, the Division, this is going to be a struggle, these two games.
I will not be just because of the
Yes.
division,
Yeah.
and I know that Sekiro will be like $30
Well,
in a month.
it's a single-player game, too, so I'm like you, Risky. I might just wait on this one because I know
It's probably worth it.
I know for a fact I would love this game. I am all about the Souls series, but yeah, the Division's just taking up too much time right
I'm
now.
still trying to beat Bloodborne. I don't think it's ever going to happen. So I don't
You'll get
know.
there. You'll get there. Just keep at it. Just keep at it.
It's a lot of punishment.
Don't stop.
And that's it.
Don't stop
Don't
believing.
Nope.
Nope.
believing.
Yep,
Nope,
there it
stop
is.
it.
Remember what we said about singing on the
Mailbag.
podcast, Doc?
Oh, right.
Nope.
There's
Nope.
no-
Also,
there's no
not that either.
mailbag.
Miss. Another miss.
Valiant effort, good sir. Speaking of the mailbag, the mailbag will be next week. All right, yeah.
Just waiting for Maldo to break out too. All right, and our Patreon giveaway of the week is. Maldo, stop, please.
This is
not
why
all
you don't
the
give
good
me
episodes
access
in
to the
one.
full. to the full
Maldo, we
Google
can't
Doc.
pay for all this. Please stop.
All right, let's plug this thing up. You can head on over to crossatlanticgaming.com to check out everything that's going on cross-Atlantic gaming-wise. Check us out on Mixer and Twitch. We are at those places / Cross-Atlantic Gaming. We're streaming Mondays and Tuesdays as of now. Plus, if you've got your notifications on, a bunch of people stream throughout the week as well. So tune into those. Head on over to iTunes, rate us, subscribe to us, do all those nice, warm, fuzzy things that make us happy inside. Nothing, chocolate?
Nope.
All right, fair
It's
enough.
finally back to 0. Let's just leave it that way.
Yes.
Tell your friends. Tell your
Tyson.
friends about us.
Oh, I'm definitely going to be streaming some State of Decay 2 because Risky has really fired me up for that one. After
no
his
problem.
horrendous
disappointing game of 2018.
comments in Discord, which I will end you if you talk about that game in that tone anymore. It is a national treasure, sir.
And if you wanted to see me bash bad video games, you can head on over to our Discord. The link for that are in the show notes. Lots of channels there, lots of stuff that kind of just goes hand in hand with the podcast, and great people chatting in there every day. So head over there. If you'd like to support us with your hard-earned money, head on over to patreon.com/CAG podcast. We just had our Patreon episode. Shout out to Arrow Ben for taking home first place in that
Yeah.
contest.
Congrats.
But what that does mean is that you have a whole month to head on over to Patreon, check it out, and sub if you'd like, and get yourself into the drawing for a game next
I'm going
month.
to do a quick look while you talk about who the leader is right now in the Discord chat, actually, for the leaderboard.
Yeah,
I'll check that out real quick.
That's good. I think it's Moose.
I think you're right.
Socials, that's Twitter and Instagram. We are at CAG Podcast. Follow us there. We're tweeting every day.
No, we're not.
And if you, nope. All right. Well, we used
Almost
to
every
be
day.
our social media manager. Viva Le Sweeney must be on vacation or something. Yep, that's probably what happened. If you need to reach us via email for any reason, we are at cagpodcast@gmail.com. That's all the plugging I can do in this
Just get Eric to
episode.
help him out, Chocolate.
Yeah, I need to get onto it.
Don't get chocolate going.
I just want to say thank you guys to all the people who reached out to me while I was away at school. It was nice that people noticed I wasn't in Discord and said, "Hey, Maldonado, where you been?"
I especially appreciated when you came back that one day and everybody acted like they didn't know you.
Oh, hey, how'd you hear about the podcast?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Discord.
So it's I'm happy to be back.
We're glad you're
Yeah,
back.
we're glad you're back, buddy.
Looking forward to getting in some game with you guys.
For sure. If you want to find me, I'm at Risky the Kid everywhere. Doc,
Doc H1X1 everywhere.
Chocolate,
Chocolate Bear 80 everywhere.
and Maldo Rob.
Maldo space Rob on Xbox Live and Maldo _Rob on PSN.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for being on the show. It's good to have you back. I feel like it had been a while, so we'll get you back on here soon, I think. Thanks for stopping by. All right. And thank you, everyone else, for tuning into this week's episode of Cross Atlantic Gaming. We'll catch you guys next week for an all-new episode.
Shout out to Bend, Oregon,
Bye.
and Paladins is better than Overwatch.
No, man. Not
Skyline Chili.
Skyline Chili is
something,
fantastic.
something. That's what it is.
All right, that's all our shout-outs.
It's okay.
It is amazing, sir.
So I think I've probably said this one before. Bacon and eggs walk into a bar. The bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve breakfast."
I don't think you've said that one.
Come on.
That is a great dad one, though,
Hey,
I gotta say.
I enjoyed
How do you put
it.
together a space party?
How?
You plan it.
Oh,
that's just a bad one. That's just a bad one. That's not even a
I
dad
love
joke.
it.
That's a
my
bad one.
go-to.
Right, hang on.
I thought that was a good one.
I'm Rob.
And now you're married.
Yeah. So it was.
That was.
Did you hear about the ATM that got addicted to money?
No.
It suffered from withdrawals.
That's